Hello and welcome to Senior Artist Strokes. I'm Angel Mercado. Today we're going to be talking about why do I draw and why do you draw, or why do you want to start drawing? And it's a good question. I'm going to tell you about my experience and my reasons for drawing. For me, drawing started in the mid-1990s. That is when I made a conscious first of all, that is when life really sent me a little window that I decided to open up and look inside, and it was art. And I liked it. I got interested, and that's when I made my mind that this is what I was going to be doing. I was going to become an artist, and I was going to become an art instructor. Why did I make this decision? Well, first of all, I learned to do this. I was born as an artist, plein air painter really, in Indiana. And I live in small towns in Indiana. Beautiful towns. The architecture dated back to, some of them, even to the late 1700s, mostly 1800s and early 1900s. With the architecture, oh my gosh, so beautiful, amazing. Victorian homes, unbelievable how big and how beautiful they were made. The craftsmanship, astonishing. Barns, oh my goodness. I tell you what, these craftsmen, they were not just good at building something solid, good, and useful that had a purpose, but they put part of their own art, their own soul in it, because they were built beautiful. It's not just like what we see today, just a shed, a rectangular shed with metal siding and that's it. No, they were beautiful. So during that time, the economy wasn't doing too well. So a lot of these towns, buildings were decaying. They were crumbling. And so were many of these beautiful Victorian homes, because we just didn't need such huge homes anymore for one family. So we're talking about some of them, 3-story high, with I don't know how many square feet, but it had to be in 2,500, 3,500 square feet if you added the total plus the basement. And now they were being divided into apartments. So that really changed. And all of these structures, of course, they suffered from all of this. There wasn't money or the interest for people to fix this. Same thing with the barns. Now the farmers had different machineries. They had different needs, different barn needs, as they did earlier. Many of them, they just didn't have livestock anymore. So the barns, they became obsolete, and they started, of course, going back to nature, disappearing. But I was lucky enough, though, that I got the chance to see them, to touch them, to go inside of them, and just get absorbed all of that. And that really helped me to decide to start seeing the beauty and to start finding the poetry in these buildings. And that was one big decision why I decided to start drawing. Plus, I noticed that most people then, they tended to concentrate so much into criticizing and seeing only the ugly instead of the beauty. I was born in Chile. I came here when I was only 20 years old to the States. So for me, this architecture was all new. Beautiful. I loved it, and I still do. So for me, it was easy to see this. It was easy to find the poetry in these old towns in the Midwest. And it wasn't just Indiana. Just about every town you visit in the Midwest was or is going through the same thing. And once I seen the people, how they concentrate so much into criticizing or into only seeing the ugly, that is when I made up my mind that nope, that's not going to be me. We're here on Earth for such a brief time. I'm going to spend my time here seeing the beautiful side, seeing the poetic, finding the poetry here and there. That is what I decided to do, and I'm so glad I did. Today I see people my age, that we pretty much grew up together, since 70s here, and they've been here all along, but they've been criticized and seeing nothing but the ugly. What kind of life is that? Thanks to drawings. Well, then it was paintings. My life was different. To be honest with you, I learned how to paint before I learned how to draw. My objective then, when I came to a drawing, was a sketch. Just to a sketch for a painting, not a sketch for a sketch, just to have a nice drawing done. No. I always, in the back of my mind, I always kept paintings in the back of my mind. I did oils for 30-some years. And that's what I concentrated on. So most of my sketches were done, just to come up with a painting. But if we move the clock forward to today, I see that has changed so much. Today, the purpose of why I draw, of course, today it's been a habit now, because I've been doing it for so long. It's something that's kind of like, you get up and you brush your teeth, and you eat something, or eat something and then brush your teeth, however you do it. But it's something that, I do it pretty much daily. And how lovely that is. And I want you, if you're retired especially, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to feel the same way. Because it's such a fulfilling, beautiful life. To concentrate in what most people tend to ignore. That is, hey, let's concentrate on the good things. Let's concentrate on the beauty. How can you concentrate on that when we have this going on? Listen, they've been wars in this world ever since way before I was born. And there will be way after I'm gone. They've been people starving, there have been people unemployed, there have been people, crime has been there. Nothing has changed as far as that goes. It's always going to be there. But it's up to us of what we want to do with our own lives. And that's the decision I have made. And I look back now, after I'm over 65 now, and I don't regret it at all. Because of my drawings and paintings, then of course, I've been able to see so many beautiful places. I've been able to travel. I've been able to meet so many people, interesting people, that otherwise I would have never met. Because of drawing, I have been able to have a pretty steady hand. Why? Because I'm practicing constantly my arm movement, muscle memory, hand-eye coordination, and has helped me, to keep this. And this is big. I'm in a 55 plus community now, and I see a lot of people even my age, how they're having so many problems moving, that alone trying to sketch. So that is another aspect of what, or reason why drawing has been so good for me. I remember, going back a little bit now, I guess I'm going back and forward in time here, but I remember when I was sketching, I was a nut. First of all, I was crazy. Indiana, we had a lot of snow and cold weather in the winter months, but I didn't care. It could be 20 degrees outside, and if I found a place where I wanted to paint, I just love to paint snow scenes. I had a little rubber mat, put it down on the snow, and there I went painting. Get in the car trying to warm up my hands because they would freeze like this, and I couldn't even move my fingers. But I was driven, I guess. I really enjoyed it. So I did that. Sometimes I sketch from the car. And I remember so many times when I sketched in town, people coming to me and say, why are you drawing that ugly house? Or why are you drawing that ugly building? Doesn't even have good windows. The glass is broken. But what was interesting is that a few years after, when I was selling my work, when I was having exhibits, some of the same folks came to me and said, oh wow, these are beautiful. and some of them bought my works. So that really made me feel good. Just to think about that, maybe I put a little seed in that person's mind to start seeing the town a little bit different and take care of it a little bit different because it was beautiful. They just could not see that. And for me, I could be entertained for a whole week in the same block. I mean, I could find the poetry in the morning with the sunrise. I could find the poetry when the sun was up high. I could find poetry when it was a sunset because, you know, the light and shadows were constantly changing. So it was easy for me to find that. And I did hundreds of sketches, paintings. It was just something amazing. How it was like a fountain, it was just flowing with ideas, never ended. Fortunately, it still hasn't ended. And I'm thankful for that because that's how I want to keep it for as long as I can live. To resume this, I started drawing, you know, because I made a decision, a lifelong decision to dedicate myself to this because I needed to draw if I wanted to capture these buildings, this street, this house, this barn. I need to have the skills of drawing. So I started drawing. So that was my main purpose and my main focus was to draw, to create paintings. Today, it has changed. Maybe the drawings are looking similar. You know, we all have our own handwriting. We all have our own styles. Some like them, some don't. It is what it is, right? But today, what has changed is the purpose of why I draw. Today, I draw not because I want to do a painting, you know, at the end, or just get the idea for a painting, or just because I want to have this finished drawing that I can put in a frame or sell it or whatever. No, today it has changed because today I'm dedicating myself to teach. Today I'm the art instructor. I feel like I have gained enough experience throughout all of these years. I have experimented enough that I have some knowledge and I want to share this knowledge, and that's what I'm doing. I teach homeschoolers, so we're talking about little kids, which has been something I never thought I was going to be doing because I never thought I was going to enjoy teaching so many kids, but I really enjoy that. It's so much fun. And I'm teaching adults, and also here through YouTube, through my channel, Senior Art Strokes. I'm trying to share my knowledge with you and whoever else needs it or wants to, you know, get it. It's there. So the purpose of this has changed. Now, how do I feel inside? How do I fulfill the feeling of accomplishment when I see a painting done, or when I won something, or when I sold one? Today is just by seeing people, especially retirees. All your life you were working, taking care of a family. Today you might find yourself by yourself. Quiet. Free time. TV. Don't know what to do. Paper. Look out the window. Go outside. Go inside, come back inside. This will cure that. Drawing will give you so many benefits. Your creativity, your brain will be engaged in looking for things to sketch. You'll be busy. Your eye-hand coordination, your muscle memory will improve. Do exercises. I have created a guide for an exercise guide for people who want to start drawing, for people who want to build their line confidence. That way you can draw a line and feel confident about it. These exercises that I have created for you, they are going to be right down below here in the descriptions. If you want it, get it and practice them. After, since the mid-90s, I'm still doing these exercises. Of course, they have changed a little bit. Everything, evolves, and so have my exercises. But they're helping me keep everything sharp where I want. The flow of my arm movement, you know, is there. The fountain, my creative fountain, is still flowing. Amazing. When I think about around here, I live in a 55 plus community and see so many people who are having so many difficulties in moving, so many shaky hands, so many people that don't know sometimes what to do. But this here, I know I will never be bored. I will always find something. An old lady in Indiana, she came and she took some of my classes for a while, and then I stopped seeing her until I ran into her one time. And she said, oh, she said, I'm so glad I took these drawings, because she said, now I'm so busy, everybody wants one of my drawings. And keep her occupied. She said, I don't have free time to get bored now. That is what I want for you. If that's where you're looking, you're in the right place. You need more guidance, visit Senior Artist Strokes, my channel. I have plenty of material there for you to get started. All you need is paper and pencil. Any paper. Computer paper, any paper. Pencil, any pencils. A pen, any pen. The only thing you need is to have the desire and the practice. Practice to do this. That's all. You don't need to have a God-given gift. You don't need to have a magic wand that's going to say, bing, now you are an artist, you will be able to draw. No, all you need to do really is to have the desire and to practice. So if you're not drawing yet, you're thinking about it, what are you waiting on? Go to my channel, see some of those art tutorials that I have made. And I spent a lot of time before I made the art tutorials, how am I going to do the drawing part? That way it will be easier for you to do it. Copy me, copy my artwork, then come up with your own ideas. But the most important thing, exercise. Do these exercises as much as you can. Sitting down while you're watching TV, the news, whatever, practice them. They're easy. And you'll be surprised in a short time of how much you'll be able to accomplish. Before we go on, remember to give me a like, subscribe, and share. Because some people, I'm sure, are looking for the same thing you're doing. For finding more information, find some kind of guidance, or something's going to get you enthused, it's going to get your juices going. So that will help my channel grow. That will help me in here to say, oh, at least my channel is growing, some people are watching this, and I'm getting more people interested, which it was incentivizing me to create or to make more videos like this. So do that. I would appreciate that. And if you don't want to miss my videos, every time that I publish one, ring that little bell. That little bell will tell you every time I publish a new video, you will get a notification. That way you will not miss one of these tutorials. That I really find them helpful, especially for the beginners or the person who is thinking about, should I do this or not? If you're not, if you're still doing this, hey, what are you waiting on? You have computer paper, you have pencil, any pencil or any pen. Do these exercises. The good pencils, the good art pencils, the good drawing paper is beautiful and it will enhance your work, but not just now, later. I didn't start using all of these materials till later, till I learned something, till I knew that this is what I want to do, till I knew that I was able to practice and I really enjoy it. That's when I started investing in more expensive materials. But for now, those are just excuses. So my friend, get busy. Like I said, watch some of my tutorials. And I hope I'm going to get to see you again. I hope I put a little seed in your mind, a little seed of hope that maybe you can do this. maybe you do have what it takes, even though you're telling yourself today, that's not true. The desire, the practice, that's all it takes. Happy sketching, relax. It's just a piece of paper, it's only you and the paper, it's only you, the paper and the pencil. That's all. Nobody has to see this kind of stuff. So give yourself a break. Remember when you were learning how to cook, maybe you didn't invite 20 guests because I want to learn how to cook. No, you cooked before several times and there's a certain meal then you like, feel comfortable, and then you invite people. When you were learning how to practice some sportsman when you were younger, same way, you didn't go and enroll in a team to start playing right away. No, first you practice, right? It's the same thing. Same thing. So give yourself a break and get your pencils dancing. Till next time, goodbye.